And in the last days of Ptolemy Grey, you have adapted your own novel, which is a process that I always find interesting. So how was it to revisit your own work so many years later, or a decade later?
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience, actually. It's always very challenging. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, what's it like? I said, well, in the beginning, I'm saying, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. And then somebody says yes. And the first thing you think is, well, how am I going to do this? It's so different, the form. And the more you know about the forms, the harder it is. You say, well, this is a book. It's not going to be a book. It's going to be a film. A book you read, a film you watch. It's the images are the most important things. How do you create those images? How do you create character inside of individuals? Because when I'm writing about them, it's one thing, but when I'm talking to actors, that's a whole other thing. But I love writing, and so the challenge made me happy, not really scared.
Yeah, because when you are writing, you are doing it on your own. But when you are doing a show, you have to collaborate with the cast, with all your team. So how was it to share your story, your characters with all these people? Did that help you to, or allowed you to improve the story?
In this particular situation, I'm not really a controlling personality. Like, I don't walk in and say, oh no, you're doing that all wrong. Oh no, why don't you do it? Well, I don't, listen, if you do casting, that's what you do. You do casting. I'm not going to come in and tell you you're wrong. If you're an actor, okay, that's it. This is the role. You're going to do it. If you're a director, I let all of that stuff go. And so then, you let it go, but then people come back to you and say, well, how do I do this? What do you think about this? Is this the right way? Should it look like that? Or should it look like, and then, then it's a dialogue, it's a conversation. We finish it and the people go off and do their work. I think that needs to be true for all of us. To collaborate means you're not in charge. It means that you're sharing.
And I guess that one of the persons that you have talked to the most about the show has been Samuel L. Jackson, that I've read that he has been on board since the beginning. So how essential has been his involvement to make this possible?
A lot of times people get positions that, well, they kind of make sense, but they kind of don't. Like somebody will say, well, this is an executive producer. Whenever anybody tells me somebody's executive producer, I say, well, did they really do anything? Because sometimes they don't. Sam was the perfect executive producer. He knew the book better than I did. That's a fact. He understood every line. If I wrote something, he said, well, Walter, this didn't happen in the book. And then we'd have to have a discussion about it, because I said, yes, I had to change that, Sam, because now it's the film and this and that. And he goes, oh, okay. And sometimes he said, no, I want you to put that back because that's important to me. So that it was a wonderful experience working with him. He's so smart and he's so committed that I had to keep up with him rather than the other way around. And
Ptolemy is not precisely a hero. He's not a perfect person, but he's presented like a role model in the show. So do you think that we are in need of more role models like him in our society, or are we just looking for them in the wrong places, like social media?
I think that we need to have more respect for people. And I think the great thing about Ptolemy is that he has respect for people, all kinds of people from all over the world. And that's the life that he's living. He accepts their flaws, they accept his flaws, and that's what's most beautiful. And so, yeah, I think that we need people like Sam, but we also need to become people like Sam like Ptolemy in the thing. So it goes both ways.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mosley, and have a really nice day, and congrats for the show. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.